Jake Wood, and welcome to Shreveport Aquarium's Backyard Bayou. Today, we're in Caddo Lake, Texas's only naturally formed lake and one of the largest lakes in the South. We're in one of the largest bald cypress forests in the world. There are 77 species of fish here, some of them predating the dinosaurs. We're going to take a look today at what you can find just 40 minutes outside of Shreveport. So as we've been out here fishing for information in Caddo Lake, I think we've caught a good one. We're with Jim Neal. Jim is the Caddo Lake living and breathing encyclopedia. So Jim, tell me what makes Caddo Lake so significant?
Caddo Lake is a Ramsar, has been designated a Ramsar wetland of international significance. One of only a very small handful of sites in the United States and the world that have this designation. This designation is a reflection of the values of the swamps, the wetlands at Caddo Lake, its value for migratory waterfowl, and for a lot of other special creatures.
So Jim, we're in one of the largest bald cypress forests in the world, and obviously you can see all around us there's no shortage of cypress trees. But one thing we see with these cypress trees are these knees that come out of the ground. What are these for? I've always wondered.
Two theories on that.
Okay.
One is that it enables the tree to obtain oxygen.
Right.
It can't obtain oxygen in the lower roots, so that's one theory, and probably the best theory these days. Second theory is it's a support, serves as support structures for the tree.
How old do you think this one is right here?
Just a guess on my part, probably the 100-year range.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old do you think the oldest cypress tree is on Caddo Lake?
There's one that's been cored by the U.S. Geological Survey, the Wetland Center in Lafayette. It's 450 years old. About.
Wow. It's a really old tree for Caddo Lake.
Yeah.
On Caddo Lake, there is an incredible amount of ecological diversity, including holding to our trend of our Backyard Bayou episodes of me forgetting my bug spray before we come out. But speaking of the things that bite you, we're going to be careful going to the other side of this bank here because I'm told that it is water moccasin season. We're in the peak of summer right now, so we're going to try not to get bit because that would be quite the day ruiner. But let's walk through here on this beaver trail. And we're going to talk about an issue that is affecting many of our bodies of waters in North Louisiana. This is giant salvinia, and I'm standing on top of a lot of mud right now. Behind me, this looks like solid ground. If you look under the salvinia here, it's all water. This invasive plant is about 97% water. It can double in size in less than a week. It's one of the worst invasive species to hit an area in recorded history. This stuff is one of the fastest growing plants in the world. So what we need to do is to be mindful when we're going from lake to lake, where we don't shorten the list of waterways that aren't affected by giant salvinia, and that list is growing shorter by the day. And some of the things that you can do is just to make sure that your boat isn't carrying giant salvinia when you take it out of the water. I'm here with Laura Ashley Overdyke. She's the executive director of the Caddo Lake Institute. Hey Laura, thanks for hanging out with us today.
It's a great day to be on the lake.
So tell me, what does the Caddo Lake Institute do?
The Caddo Lake Institute brings together scientists, experts, the federal government, local government, and the local communities to take charge of the issues that we're facing. And there's no lake authority to take care of this lake. So it's up to all of us to work together to protect this ecological wonder.
How was it all started?
Well, a man who grew up here and loved this lake, spent a lot of time on it, is Don Henley of the Eagles, and he is also a conservationist. And so he learned of some development plans here on the lake that were going to drastically change the ecology. So he got involved and began hiring scientists and experts to try and get the community armed with information, armed with good science, so they could make good decisions about the lake.
So you guys do some really incredible work here.
The science has been going on for 25 years, and we learn something new every day. It's an amazing ecosystem, and we do find things that are actionable that we can go out and talk to industry about and reduce pollution into the lake. And so there are efforts that are ongoing, and then a few times we just hit it out of the park, like changing the flow regime with the Corps of Engineers and now reintroducing the paddlefish.
Doubling as a forest and a lake, you can imagine that Caddo Lake might provide some navigational challenges. And to combat those navigational challenges, there are boat roads all throughout Caddo Lake marked by these white lettered signs. Now, you really want to be aware of your map and your surroundings, or you could spend the night in Caddo Motel. So we've recently announced a partnership with the Caddo Lake Institute and the Shreveport Aquarium. Tell me about that.
It's the perfect partnership. The Shreveport Aquarium, y'all are focusing so much on conservation and education, and the Caddo Lake Institute supports both of those values. We have been strong conservation scientists for the last 25 years, and we certainly want to bring all this information to young people and help spread wetlands education and conservation education.
So I hear there are going to be paddlefish inside the aquarium.
I'm so excited about the paddlefish. The more I learn about them, the more amazing they become. I didn't know that there were animals 50 million years older than the dinosaurs right here. You know, I had no idea that they were filter feeders, that they had no bones. Everything I learned about them just makes them more fascinating. So we are happy to have a tank at the aquarium raising this threatened species, and then we'll be reintroducing them.
Last episode of Backyard Bayou, we caught some of your friends. Do you know them? So let's go take a look in Shady Glade Cafe. This is one of the best spots to grab a bite to eat on the lake, and I hear that there's a chicken fried steak as big as your head. So we're at the Shady Glade Cafe, the unofficial town hall of Uncertain, Texas. We're going to take a peek back into the kitchen at some of these massive chicken fried steaks that they make here that they tell me are world famous. So we're taking a peek back here at these. Oh my God, these are massive. That half does not look like half of a whole one. Look at this thing. It's massive. The size of a small child.
All right. And enjoy.
Look at that. Have a bite. So there you have it. Caddo Lake, right here in Uncertain, Texas, dips over into the northwest corner of Louisiana, an incredibly biologically diverse ecosystem with beautiful landscape, fish that predate the dinosaurs, a huge assortment of migratory birds, some of the best food you can find on the lake, and an incredible place for you to have a good time on the water with fishing, kayaking, water sports, you name it. You can do it right here, 40 miles outside of Shreveport in your own backyard.